Got it on me, got the cash vision. Baby, gon' keep it 100, the one that you loving. I'm bringing the pressure, it's true. Just in my line when you need me, I'm here for whatever, cause I make it do what it do. You know ain't never no better, I treat it like treasure. You love when I put it on you. I make it rain like the weather, I'm getting you wetter, but you in a whole different mood. Paid up.
What is good, YouTube? Nightblade 509, and I'm back at it again. Listen, this is coconut water. I'm just gonna put that on the side right here. We don't really need that for this video. So today we're gonna be talking about this Glock 43X, my main concealed carry. We are clear, YouTube. Nothing in the bag. Well, everything's clear. But today we're talking about my main concealed carry and why I chose to carry this in the first place. And I'm pretty much going to tell you guys my experience getting it to this point. This isn't necessarily a parts breakdown. I'm gonna have that in the shorts, so go check that out if you want a parts breakdown and the name of everything that's on this. But I'm pretty much going to tell you guys the stupid decision I made when purchasing this Glock 43X. And I can't call myself stupid because I was kind of new to the gun world, but I'm going to pretty much explain everything to y'all. So before I start this video, to anybody that's new to the gun world and to anybody that's young that watches this right here does not make you tough. I'm gonna let you know that right now. You are not tough for owning a gun. This is a defensive tool. You use this to defend your life and your family's life as well. If you think you're tough and you use this on the offensive, you know what time it is.
Lock his ass up. You going to jail. You going to jail.
All right. You end up somebody's girlfriend. All right. They gonna get real romantic with your ass in prison.
Come over here and kiss me on my hot mouth. I'm feeling romantical.
So, defensive tool. Remember what I said. That's a disclaimer right there. But anyway, yeah, so initially when I first went and looked for a concealed carry gun, just so you can know what I was going through, the only options were the Smith & Wesson Shield Plus. Well, no, I'm wrong. The Shield Plus wasn't even out yet. It was just the Shield with the trigger thing, the little trigger that looked like this. You know I ain't getting that. That shit it's ugly. I went and I was looking and I'm like, dang. So my only options were the Canik TP9 SC, the SIG, we all know I'm glad I ain't get that. And what else? There was a few competitors out in the market. Nothing crazy was out yet, like all these guns that they have out right now. But the guy that was behind the counter, he was pretty much explaining things to me, and he pulled out a Glock 43X, non-MOS. But trust me, I fell in love with it. That was my first time seeing a Glock 43X. So when I was observing the gun, I'm like, dang, this looks nice. But I didn't know all the specs on it yet because he didn't explain anything to me. I was just drawn and mesmerized by how it looked. I'm like, yo, this looks like a mini Glock 19. And at the time, I was thinking about Glock because of the reliability, the aftermarket, it's proven. Police officers use it. A bunch of agencies use it across the world. So I'm like, you know what? I think the Glock might be for me. And I've heard a lot of good things about it, So I was like, yo, how much is this thing? And he gave me the price. I think at the time it was probably like $450 to $500 range. And that was my budget at the time. So I was like, you know what? I think I'm going to do this. So, but the thing is, when I did that initially, I feel like guns, when you start off, just like anything, you grow, you get a little bit older, your taste changes a little bit. Because at first I did not care about sights and lights and red dots and all that stuff. I just needed something plain and simple. I really didn't care at first. But eventually, I was like, you know what? I think I may want something that is a little bit more savvy in terms of being able to accept a light, being able to accept a dot. And I got the non-MOS version like an idiot. But that's also because I grew. I wanted something different. You know, I got a little better at shooting, and I was like, what can help me get to that next step? You know, aside from me shooting so much, I was shooting a lot, so I got pretty good after a certain point. So I'm like, dang, let me find out, because at the time, non-MOSs, they don't have the light rail, as you all know. So I'm like, you know what? Let me find out how much it's gonna cost for me to get this milled. So, you know, I get it direct to the slide. As you can see, it is milled direct to the slide. There are no plates right now. So I was thinking, like, how much would it cost to get this thing milled? So I hit up this company, this local company that was right by me. I was like, you know what? And in my mind, my price range was like, maybe it's going to cost like 150 to 160. I was even willing to pay 200 if it came to it. You know what I'm saying? But so I didn't even have an optic yet. So I called up the guy. I'm like, yo, do you have optics and all of that? He was like, yeah, I got everything over here, and we could do the milling. So I was like, perfect. And it's a decent gunsmith. I can't even lie. So I went over there. I got this Holosun. This cost me about $250, I think, brand new. And so I asked the guy, yo, how much is it to mill the slide? And my guy told me $300. Ooh. When I tell you, my wallet turned to Michael Jackson, that bitch said, oh no. I couldn't do it. I could not do it. I was like, no, that's impossible. Because 250 plus another 300, that's 550. That's more than this. That's more than the gun itself. What I look like? You know what I'm saying? Like, I was like, no. So I ended up doing some research. I found this other company that charged they said it was going to charge me like around 160. I was like, you know what? 160 is reasonable. I'm going to just go with that. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go back to the old dude that's like right by me. And I'm going to tell him like, yo, I got this price. Could you match it? And I told him exactly what I was going to tell him, what I said. Told him, yo, I found somebody that's gonna offer me 160. That's the price they're offering. You feel me? 160, and they'll do everything. And he was like, yeah, but they don't do this, that, and the third. And he was explaining everything to me. And then I told him who I was gonna go get it done by. And his energy was on some.
Get somebody else to do it.
Like, he was pretty much telling me not to do it. You know, he was telling me like, yo, he was pretty much telling me bad things about the company. Because he somewhat worked with them before, or they tried to work with him or something like that. And he was telling me like, yo, they not legit. Like, they not 100%, you know, they not, it ain't Ralph. You know what I'm saying? But I thought, you know, he's a competitor. So should I listen to him? I should have listened to him. As I told you. Because what ended up happening is, yeah, they got me right at the end of the day, but they jacked up the old 43X slide that I gave them. And they ended up just giving me a brand new 43X slide with my internals, a slide that was already pre-cut. So I was thinking in my mind, what if I sent my CZ over there? There's no way they have a pre-cut CZ PO7 slide just in the back ready. No way. So I would have been in some crap. You know what I'm saying? So I learned my lesson. When you're getting a Glock, do not go with the non-MOS. That was a big mistake. I ended up paying more than I had to. You know what I'm saying? Like, I learned my lesson. As you can see, my Glock 45 MOS. And this was some quick stuff. Like, this, it did not take long to get it to this point. So I'm like, yo, I should have just stuck to my guns and got something that I felt like would be prepared for everything. You know what I'm saying? Something just in case I change my mind. So this is me telling you, if you change, like, just in case you change your mind, get a pistol that can accept everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't go the route I went. But this is something I don't regret. The only thing I do regret is the capacity. That's one problem that I really tried to remedy. They have a lot of aftermarket things for it, the shield arms, but I'm not changing my mag release. I can't even lie to you. I'm not doing that. That's the main reason I don't run shield arms. I have the 10 round Glock mags. I'm still running the same old. I want them to be reliable, you know, and I could run an extension, but the thing with extensions, you really never know. You know, I don't know. So I just plan on leaving these stock, and I have some PSA micro dagger mags that I'm running. I'm gonna throw an extension on those as well, because I can't run micro dagger mags with the magwell that I have on right now, and I'm not taking off this magwell because it's sexy. It look good.
Help me out. Ooh.
So I'm not taking it off. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's my experience with this 43X, man. I'm going to give y'all a parts breakdown in the shorts. But yeah, don't be stupid. Appreciate y'all for watching. If you got up to this point, I love you. It's all love. You feel me? Shout out to everybody that actually took the time to watch me, that took the time to like, comment, you know. If you have an experience with the 43X that you want to let me know, comment down below. Let me know. You know what I'm saying? Let me know how you like it. You know what I mean? Because I had this for years, and it grew on me, honestly. Even with the 10 round mags, it grew on me. So, Nightblade 509, I'm out.